Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com. I am here with Aaron Singerman, and we're at the NPC Junior USA Championships. We're here to wrap up all the action here tonight. Aaron, we crowned a new tremendous overall men's champion in Kevin Rainey. One of the thickest, hardest guys on stage today. It's funny because he had taken some time off. He came back with a vengeance once he graduated college, and he is the overall champion here tonight.
Smart guy to finish college before getting so into bodybuilding that's all-encompassing. He was a great winner. He's another one of the in a line. You know, Cedric McMillan won this show. Sure. You did a whole story on it. People can see it on RX Muscle.
Leon Brown won the show.
Leon Brown, a whole retrospective on
John Kemper.
Yeah, very cool. Yekelevicus, Aldrius. So he follows suit. This is a guy who has potential at 24 years old to be a successful pro one day.
Absolutely. You know, but he had his work cut out for him, truth to be told, because in that heavyweight class, Mitchell Stats, I really thought that he was going to possibly get the win here. Not as hard as Rainey from behind, but Stats has got that small waist. He only weighed about 209 tonight, he told me, after all the water came out of him. I was very impressed with his physique.
You thought Stats wasn't harder from behind? I thought his hamstrings and glutes were much harder.
His hamstrings are ripped. I didn't think his glutes were as tight as Rainey's. Really? I think it could have gone either way. I would like to see the decision. I bet you it was very close.
Yeah, it must have been close. I was very impressed with both of the guys, and being completely honest, Stats, I think is a better bodybuilder genetically and has the potential to be even better because he has a very tiny waist and very, very wide shoulders, and he has all the body parts needed. He just wasn't at as good as he could have been, you know. So he unfortunately, because he had that much left that he didn't do, he got
reminded me of a Jonathan De La Rosa almost.
Yeah, definitely. Jonathan De La Rosa is a great example because he has that tiny waist and the big shoulders. This guy actually has potential to be bigger because John De La Rosa was a light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight.
This guy was a 218-pound, 20-something-year-old heavyweight. So
Eric Bethune wins the men's super heavyweight class. Now, this was a weird class because for some reason the super heavies at the junior level you never really see a very dominant person, at least at the junior USA. I haven't seen it in a while, aside from maybe Audris. Yeah. And, the guy that Don Long helped, we kind of were looking at him as a possible winner, but Eric Bethune actually has tremendous upper body physique, very comparable to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's got the big arms, chest, shoulders, very small waist. Legs are not quite as up to par with what he needs to be, but reminiscent of Arnold.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, being a tall guy myself, he's taller than I am, so it's very tough to fill out those long legs. And you know what? His legs aren't small, but with that big upper body and being that tall, they look slight.
He was ripped, though. He was shredded, and I think that's what won the class.
He won. And there were some big guys, some guys that were definitely bigger than him in the class. But when you got a bunch of guys that aren't in condition, somebody like him sticks out.
Conditioning wins shows, I always say. Just want to see something. Just keep filming.
When you do that next time, do like condition win shows, and then pause and then look down, because otherwise I have to cut video.
Let's talk about the men's light heavyweight class where Kevin Wheeler wins that. You know, we were trying to figure out who was going to win the overall, and I made a case for him because this guy arguably was the most conditioned guy in the overall. He had the best symmetry and proportion, just didn't have the size to stand with some of the bigger guys like Rainey.
Without a doubt, he had the best condition. Without a doubt, when he was hitting his most musculars and stuff, he had details in his chest and shoulders that none of the other guys had. He was really, really, really peeled, and unfortunately, as a light heavyweight and not a short light heavyweight, he was the same height as those guys practically, other than the super heavyweight.
He gave up a lot of size to
He gave up a lot of size to the heavyweight especially. He was probably like a 195 guy, and the winner, Rainey was a good 25 pounds at the same height.
Had he been darker, I think that he possibly could have edged him out.
I don't know. It would have been closer. You know, it just shows you how much presentation matters in bodybuilding. That tan and can make that big a difference.
Let's talk about Mary Stockbridge for a second, who wins the women's fitness overall here. You know, we don't see fitness that much in these shows anymore. We don't see any good competitors. She had a great routine, I thought. She brought, a level of, I guess you could say, professionalism that some of the other girls didn't have. And we know the routine counts for, 3/4 of their score.
Well, she said she had done 12 shows to get to this point. So 12 fitness shows, it's not like doing a bikini show. I mean, there's obviously stress that goes along with performing and some level of stage presence that is something learned. When you come out here and you perform a routine 12 times, you're going to be getting better. And then she did, and she showed that professionalism.
Well, she won her pro card here too. Let's not forget also the overall is decided by, physique.
Yes.
So she actually had a good physique to go with the routine, and congratulations, Mary, on that win. Let's talk about women's physique, where Layla Thompson wins, Aaron, a mother of 3 children. Physique looked really good. I was impressed. She had only done 2 women's physique shows. She came from figure, and it just goes to show you that some of these figure competitors that weren't doing in the figure division can successfully cross over and get their pro status.
Yeah, I definitely agree. She obviously has the genetics required to put on muscle, because she said she wasn't bad at figure. So it wasn't like she was an enormous figure girl. It says that she had success. So she obviously changed her training and put on a lot of muscle, because she looked great here.
Well, the judges had told her that she was too big, and I guess when you hear that from a judge, what do? You move up to the next division, which is women's physique.
Yeah, thank God they added this division, or there'd be no place to go except
Think
shrink.
about someone like her would be done, basically.
Shrink. You have to lose muscle, which is a depressing thing to do if you're somebody who likes to work out.
Let's talk about Vicky Dowd, who wins the figure overall here tonight. Aaron, the figure division was huge. I mean, huge. 6 classes. Huge. I mean, a lot of women.
Yes.
Vicky told me off stage, on camera, actually, when I was interviewing her, that she actually wasn't even going to do this show. At the last minute, she decided to jump in. Very good decision on her part.
Yeah, she said that she works for Nokia as a what is it, public relations or something? No,
human resources.
Human resources. So she has a real job. So she has to go to work every day in 8 hours.
Us, right?
Like a lot of people that do this, at this level. And she said that she made it work, and it was in doubt because of the work schedule. And she came in and she looked awesome. I
loved her physique, and I thought she was really attractive too. And I think that it always helps when an overall champion is attractive too. It's like you almost want to give it to them. You want to see them win.
I think that I think that should matter, and I think it does matter. And she was a very pretty girl facially, and her physique was good. So I was happy with that decision. I liked her.
Let's talk about Lindsay Waters, who wins the bikini overall here. Aaron, very exotic. Norwegian and Asian mix.
Chinese, I think she said, right? Chinese and Norwegian, right?
I'm giving the Asian because I didn't know. It might be Chinese, but she has, real exotic beauty. I didn't really see, I got to be honest with you, I didn't know if she was going to win the overall when I was watching from the audience. And then I saw her backstage, and I was super impressed with her. Yeah. Very attractive, great body.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I had Haley Davis from Texas winning the overall, who didn't get a pro card at all. I think a lot of people did in the audience that weren't. It's funny because a lot of people bring people to the show, like our heavyweight overall winner. He had 100 people here, so they're all screaming. But when you have people that don't know you screaming for you, that's when you can kind of tell that. Sure. And so she had a lot of those people. So I thought that that Waters, I really didn't think that she'd win the overall. I thought she'd get a pro card, but but then when we see her backstage, you're kind of like, oh, I can see it. She was very pretty.
Yeah, she was super attractive and a great body.
And her body looked much better. Not that it looked bad at all on stage, but in person, up close, the smallness that I didn't like on stage looked the petite. It actually looked like a good petite.
Right. Yeah. She lived in Hawaii. She's lived in Thailand. She told me
Thailand. Yeah,
she moved to New York City. She was living there for a while, and then she was working, I think, for Merrill Lynch or something like that.
Smart girl, probably.
Rob Rossetti, her coach at Bombshell, told me. And now she's moving down to Daytona to work with the team Bombshell. I guess she's going to run their finances. She's got a good background.
From Merrill Lynch to working for Bombshell. Hopefully, she's doing something big for them.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about it is that she kind of broke down because she dedicated the show to her mom, the death of her mom, who is no longer there. And it's always good to see emotion come out of people. Sometimes people hold it in and they don't really express it.
The most popular Dave Palumbo RX Muscle video of all time is the Jason Hunt video where he starts crying. So that
Asian.
Yeah, another Asian. Yeah, he's a little bigger than her, but
a little bit.
But you never know. Maybe that'll be another million hits for you.
I don't know. You never know. Let's talk about Jeremy Buendia, the men's physique overall champion. You know that I have no idea how to judge men's physique. I always say a good haircut and abs wins. And you know what? All our overall champions for each height class really had good haircuts and good abs. And you know what? I was a little surprised, but Jeremy had a damn good physique, even though he was one of the shortest guys up there. He's won 4 shows in a row now. Obviously, the judges like something about him. He's got a comfort up on stage that I can't even explain.
Yeah, he definitely does. Like you said, he had won 3 before this. This is 4 in a row. It's funny because your criteria that you judged by, the hair and abs, it almost doesn't work anymore because the level of competitor in men's physique has changed so dramatically from when it started and we started critiquing it. A
lot more haircuts.
Everybody's got a pretty good haircut, and almost everybody's got good abs. So he had your 2 criteria for sure. The thing about it is that now we notice that the judging changes from judge to judge. So I was surprised that such a small guy won the overall here.
True.
you have a different head judge, and I don't know if that would have happened.
Right. Well,
not that he wasn't really good.
What I like about this guy, he's so confident. He's like, you know what? I've won 4 in a row now. Guess what? I'm going to New York Pro next week, and I'm gonna do it. And I like that because that's confidence in him. And I guarantee you, I bet he places top 5 there. What do you think?
Top 5 in New York Pro? I'd have to think about it. I think that I don't think he races top 5.
All right, we'll see.
I would bet. You want to bet something? What do we want to bet?
I don't want to bet. I don't want to bet. I don't bet on men's physique. I have no idea. I have no idea how they.
It's a little fake. I'll have to bet on the men's physique.
Congratulations to Jeremy, and congratulations to all our winners here in South Carolina. Thanks to Trey Bennett for throwing another great show here in Charleston, South Carolina. For now, though, I'm Dave Palumbo with Aaron Singerman for RxMuscle.com.